When the power grid fails and your neighborhood plunges into darkness, most people realize too late that their expensive emergency kits are missing the one thing that matters most: simplicity. But what if I told you that everything you need to survive a blackout is sitting on dollar store shelves right now, waiting for you to grab it for pocket change? In this video, I'm going to reveal 11 proven blackout survival essentials, each costing $1 or $2, backed by over a decade of real prepping experience. You'll learn exactly what to buy, why each item is critical, and how to use them when disaster strikes. Here's the truth that the expensive gear companies don't want you to know. Smart, affordable preparation beats overpriced equipment every single time. You're watching Prep Pantry, where we make emergency preparedness simple, practical, and accessible for everyone. If you're serious about protecting your family without breaking the bank, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss life-saving tips like these. Now, let's get into the essentials that could save your life. Let's start with the absolute foundation of blackout survival: batteries. These small powerhouses are the cornerstone of any emergency kit, and without them, your flashlights, radios, and even some medical devices become completely useless. Dollar stores typically stock AA, AAA, and sometimes D batteries. And yes, they may not be premium brands, but here's what matters: they'll power your essentials just as effectively when you need them most. Why do batteries matter so much? First, they give you access to information. Battery-powered radios become your lifeline to weather alerts, evacuation orders, and emergency broadcasts. Studies have shown that access to information during disasters can cut survival risks in half. Think about that for a moment. Just having working batteries could be the difference between making the right decision and the wrong one. But there's another angle most people don't consider. In the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, batteries became incredibly valuable for barter. People traded them for food, water, and medicine. When normal currency loses its meaning, the things that provide immediate utility become the new currency. Here's my advice: buy batteries by the dozen and rotate your stock regularly. Store them in a cool, dry place and always check expiration dates. And here's a pro tip that will save you headaches later: standardize your devices to use AA or AAA batteries. This simplifies storage, minimizes confusion, and maximizes your utility when every second counts. Now let's talk about light itself. When darkness falls, flashlights are your first line of defense against fear and confusion. Dollar store LED flashlights are surprisingly efficient and reliable, running for hours on those AA or AAA batteries we just discussed. The importance of flashlights goes beyond just being able to see. They help you navigate safely, preventing accidents and injuries that could become serious problems when help isn't readily available. They provide security, allowing you to signal your presence to deter potential looters or to help rescuers find you. And perhaps most importantly, they bring comfort. Light gives you a sense of calm and control in what can be an incredibly stressful situation. My recommendation is to buy at least 3 flashlights and keep them in key locations throughout your home. Don't forget about those mini clip-on lights either. They're perfect for close-up tasks like reading instructions or performing first aid. But here's an option that many people overlook: glow sticks. Now, I know what you're thinking. Aren't those just toys? Actually, glow sticks are recommended by fire departments specifically for emergency kits. They provide safe, non-flammable light for 8 to 12 hours, which makes them perfect for navigating dark spaces without any fire risk whatsoever. Think about the benefits. There's no fire hazard, no battery drain, and no smoke. The soft light they produce actually helps reduce panic and disorientation, especially for children who might be frightened by the darkness. And they have tactical uses too. You can mark safe paths through your home, use different colors for silent communication, or place them in key locations to guide family members. Stock up on glow sticks for every room in your house. When the power goes out and you need light immediately, you'll be grateful you have them within arm's reach. Of course, we can't forget about fire itself. Fire is primal. It provides light, heat, and the ability to cook food or purify water. Dollar stores sell multi-packs of lighters and books of matches, and both are essential for redundancy. Never, and I mean never, rely on a single method for creating fire. Fire becomes critical when your stove is dead and you need to cook or boil water. But it's more than just practical. Fire provides psychological relief. It calms nerves and fosters a sense of connection and normalcy when everything else feels chaotic. And just like batteries, working lighters can become incredibly valuable for barter in crisis situations. I've heard stories where a single lighter was worth more than cash. Store your lighters and matches in waterproof containers and buy in bulk. Redundancy isn't paranoia, it's preparation. One lighter fails, you have another, and another. That's the mindset that keeps you safe.
Now we move into the essentials that keep you fed and hydrated. Let's talk about something incredibly simple but absolutely critical: the manual can opener. Canned goods are survival staples. They're cheap, shelf-stable, and calorie-dense. But without a manual can opener, they're just sealed metal cylinders you can't access. Dollar store can openers are simple and reliable, and they don't require electricity. But why do you need one? Actually, why do you need two? Because improvising with knives or trying to smash cans open on concrete can lead to serious cuts. And during a blackout, those cuts can become dangerous infections when you can't get proper medical care. A can opener gives you efficient access to vital nutrition and preserves your energy for other tasks. And here's something most people don't think about. In prolonged outages, being the person with a working can opener builds goodwill and trust in your community. You can help your neighbors, and that social capital matters. Keep a backup can opener in your kit. For $1, it's the cheapest insurance against hunger and frustration you'll ever buy. Water is even more critical than food. Your body can survive weeks without eating, but only about 3 days without water. During blackouts, water treatment plants can fail and tap water can become unsafe to drink. This is where water purification tablets become absolute lifesavers. These tablets kill bacteria, viruses, and parasites, making questionable water drinkable in about 30 minutes. They're convenient because they work anywhere, no fire required, no fuel needed. They're compact, lightweight, and have a long shelf life, taking up minimal space in your kit. Keep at least 2 packs of purification tablets on hand. That's enough for several days of drinking water for your household. And look, I'm not going to lie to you. The water might not taste great, but when you're thirsty and the taps aren't working, taste is the least of your concerns. Safety is paramount. Here's an item that surprises most people: aluminum foil. Yes, regular aluminum foil. But this isn't just a kitchen staple, it's a genuine survival powerhouse. It's heat-resistant, waterproof, reflective, and malleable, giving it countless uses in a blackout situation. You can wrap food for cooking directly in fire, or line boxes to create improvised solar ovens. You can use it as a reflector to double the brightness of your candles or lanterns, maximizing your light sources. Hang strips outside to catch sunlight and signal for help if you need rescue. And here's a fact that might surprise you. Aluminum foil can reduce radiant heat loss by up to 77%, making it a vital tool for staying warm. If it was good enough for NASA to trust during the Apollo 13 mission, it's definitely good enough for your emergency kit. Stock at least 3 rolls: one for cooking, one for light and heat management, and one for signaling. And while we're talking about versatile items, let's discuss duct tape. The reputation of duct tape is legendary for good reason. From rapid repairs to improvisation, it's indispensable during a blackout. You can seal windows that have been broken by storms, patch leaks in your roof, or reinforce temporary shelters. You can use it for insulation, trapping warmth by sealing drafts around doors and windows. In a pinch, you can even use it for medical purposes, holding gauze in place if proper medical tape isn't available. Keep multiple rolls of duct tape in your kit because one roll disappears fast in a crisis. Trust me on this. Whether you're waterproofing, reinforcing structures, or handling an unexpected emergency, duct tape will prove its worth over and over again. Let's shift our focus to protection and shelter. Your home isn't as invulnerable as you might think, especially during severe weather that often accompanies power outages. This is where plastic tarps become essential. They provide instant shelter, insulation, and protection for your supplies. Use tarps to cover broken windows or patch leaky roofs. Create microclimates by tenting off individual rooms, concentrating heat where you need it most. You can even collect rainwater with tarps for drinking and hygiene purposes, though you'll want to purify it with those tablets we discussed earlier. Stock tarps in multiple sizes for different needs. Layer them with blankets for better insulation, or use them as emergency stretchers if someone gets injured. A few dollars spent on tarps now could mean the difference between a manageable situation and a disaster within a disaster. Personal protection is just as important as protecting your home. Emergency ponchos might seem basic, but they create personal microclimates that can prevent hypothermia. And yes, hypothermia can strike indoors during a blackout, especially if you're wet and cold. Here's a critical fact. Wet bodies lose heat 25 times faster than dry ones. That's not an exaggeration. Getting wet in cold conditions can quickly become life-threatening. Dollar store ponchos trap body heat and shield you from wind and rain, but they're also multi-use. You can use them as a ground cover, water funnels, or even improvised stretchers. Keep several ponchos for each family member. They take up almost no space, cost almost nothing, and could genuinely save lives when temperatures drop and conditions deteriorate. And finally, let's talk about rope and twine, the unsung heroes of survival. These simple items enable countless solutions when you need to improvise and adapt. You'll use rope to tie down tarps, hang lanterns for hands-free lighting, and rig pulley systems if needed. In multi-story homes, rope can create emergency escape routes if stairwells become blocked or dangerous. You can bundle kindling for fires, mark trails if you need to venture out, or secure food bags away from pests. Stock both nylon rope for heavy-duty tasks and cotton twine for lighter jobs. Different situations require different tools, and having both options gives you flexibility. Rope represents a fundamental advantage in survival situations. It's one of those items you don't fully appreciate until you desperately need it and don't have it. So let's step back and look at what we've covered. For a total investment of just $15 to $20, less than a single restaurant meal, you can assemble a blackout kit that provides light, warmth, food access, water safety, shelter, and improvisation capabilities. That's comprehensive coverage for the price of a pizza. But here's what's equally important: the psychology of preparedness. Beyond physical safety, these items provide psychological comfort. Having light, staying warm, and knowing you can solve problems reduces fear and fosters resilience. Preparedness isn't about living in fear of what might happen, it's about living with confidence, knowing you can handle whatever comes your way. Think about what happens when a disaster strikes. Stores empty within hours. The unprepared scramble for whatever leftovers remain, often missing the essentials entirely. By acting now, before the crisis hits, you sidestep the panic and ensure your family's safety. Let me give you a quick recap of the 11 essentials we've covered today. Batteries to power your critical devices, flashlights for immediate illumination, glow sticks for safe, long-lasting light, lighters and matches for fire on demand, a manual can opener to access your food supply, water purification tablets to ensure safe drinking water, aluminum foil for cooking, heat management, and signaling, duct tape for repairs and improvisation, plastic tarps for shelter and protection, emergency ponchos to prevent hypothermia, and rope and twine for securing and improvising solutions. These 11 items prove that emergency preparedness isn't about spending big. It's about knowing what works and taking action before the crisis hits. For less than the cost of that restaurant meal, you now know exactly how to protect your family when the lights go out. If this video opened your eyes to smart, affordable prepping, smash that like button and subscribe to Prep Pantry for more life-saving tips. Drop a comment and tell me which of these 11 items surprised you most. And if you're already stocking some of these items, what else would you add to the list? I read every comment and I love hearing from this community. Remember, the best time to prepare is before the lights go out. Don't wait for the next storm or outage to start taking action. Visit your local dollar store this week, assemble your kit, and review your emergency plans with your family. Preparedness is about steady, practical steps, not fear or hype. Stay calm, stay steady, and stay prepared. I'll see you in the next video.